Hi all. So everybody's been asking me that I have to do something again. So here's a little of this and that. This is a Terrence favorite, and it's shells with sausage, peas, garlic, and onion. So easy to make. Literally takes maybe 10 minutes, if that. So what I did, because I don't have my cameraman Terrence, is I laid everything out here. So what I got was, and you can use this whatever. So this is 2 packages of sausage. There were 8 links. I like the cheese and parsley, but again, everything is so hard to find down here. So these I just put in the broiler, browned them up, and then I cut them into bite-sized pieces. So that's it. Then of course we have olive oil, we have a little butter. I used a half a stick of butter because this is also what's gonna make your sauce. My favorite locatelli cheese, this is the last one, Terrence. I have a half an onion, chopped up, kind of coarse. And then this is all subject to taste, of course. So this is garlic and shallots. I love garlic. And I used 8 big cloves of garlic and 1 whole shallot. And then what I did was I emulsified it again in the Cuisinart. For some of you that know, the smaller, you've probably seen this in Goodfellas when he's like slicing the garlic with the razor blade. The finer the garlic, the better the flavor. So if you could only smell this, it's like really potent right now. The other thing I use is 1 bag of the steamed fresh peas. So that's just 1 bag, and I cook it ahead of time, and it's sitting here. So that this video wasn't that long, you can do this with a pound of pasta. Today I only did a half a pound because I made sauce the other day, and I want to be 5,000 pounds by the time this is over with. So it's just shell pasta. You can use whatever you like. I don't recommend using a linguine, a fettuccine, or a spaghetti. You want something that's going to scoop up the sauce. That's what the flavor is. In the pan here, I coated it with olive oil and a half stick of butter. So this is going to be your sauce that covers this. Something to also mention that when you drain your pasta, keep the water, because if it gets it looks a little dry to you, you can add the pasta water, which is flavored. And something else that gets asked to me is that I don't rinse my pasta after I cook it. I put it back in the pot. Yeah, it's more starchy. It's your option if you want to do that. But again, that's the flavor in the macaroni. So let me get my little trusty thing. So what we're going to do is, this is the garlic and the shallot. And we are going to saute this. And you could basically see, as it gets clearer in the pan, it's basically, you don't want to burn it, because burnt garlic, if you see it starting to turn brown, pull it out right away, because it's bitter and it's really going to ruin the sauce. I wish I had a gas stove, but I have electric. So I just keep putting this in here and I let it saute down. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Hold on. There you go, so you can get a good view of it. It already smells really good. Okay, so we're going to cook this a little bit. And then once this cooks down, when it looks like a little bit translucent, that's when you're going to throw the onion. Now, again, any one of these recipes can be subject to your taste buds. Terrence is not an onion fan, so I used a half an onion. You can even buy, I know some of the supermarkets have the chopped onion already. You could do that too. What you'll also see is that once this has been cooking, the onions kind of melt down and they kind of fall apart, which is what you want, because that's what's going to flavor your sauce. So this is smelling really good. I'm not going to go crazy on the salt because, again, my locatelli cheese. So I'm just going to salt it a little bit. Plus, I also salted the macaroni when I was boiling it. And I'm just going to put a little pepper. Oh my God, it smells so good. And you can see that the garlic is really starting to, it's actually getting a little lighter. It's not brown, but it just means that it's cooking through. And because it's so finely chopped, it's really releasing the flavor in the oil. You pay all these monies for, oils that are flavored. It's right here, folks. Really, really easy. So normally I'd let this cook down a little more. but I don't want to have a 20-minute video. And then here's the onion. So I put the onion in. Mix that in all as well. Oh my God, it smells so good. You can't go wrong with garlic. So again, I'll show you. There it is. So it's all going to be cooking down a little bit. So you have to do this till the onions look a little translucent. You don't want them hard because the taste really isn't that great. But again, for purposes, I'll show you this. I can just cook it down after. So say you have this sauteing a good, I'm going to say 8 minutes or so with everything combined. What I do then is I add the peas. Again, I used 1 bag for a pound of pasta, but you're not a pea person. Terrence wasn't a pea person until I started making this. You put the peas in, you're going to let it cook for another 2 minutes because again, you want it to get the flavor of all the ingredients. This is your sauce. If you think it's a little too thick, we also go to my favorite staple, chicken broth. But we're going to let this cook a little bit. And again, for timing purposes, just say if this was on for, like a total of like 10, 12 minutes that you're doing everything together because you want that oil to be flavored. So now it's, time travel. Here's the sausage. And I'm going to throw everything into the bowl, even like the little pieces. If there's some of the juice from the sausage, put that in there as well. And again, you're going to mix it. It's all basically about in stages. You are layering the flavor of what you're putting in. So now it's just olive oil, coated pan, half a stick of butter. I used 8 cloves of garlic, 1 whole shallot, and then I used a half an onion. And then again, I'm going to show you. It looks really good. It smells really good. So you want to be able to coat the macaroni. So I don't see a lot of oil in this. It's like sucking up. So you have the 2 choices. You can use the pasta water, which is flavored. I just like my chicken broth. I just feel like it gives more flavor. So I'm just going to put in a little bit to make some sauce. I'm going to say maybe that was like a half a cup that I did. Again, we're going to stir through. There you go. This would probably cook for about another 5 minutes or so. After 5 minutes, my favorite, Pecorino Romano Locatelli cheese. I used to just use a big handful, and I put it in. Again, cheese optional. I'm just a cheese fan. And I feel that this type of cheese really, really enhances the flavor of the dish. It disintegrates. If you're afraid your kids aren't going to like it, they're never going to know that you put it in there because they're not going to see it. So then this would all cook down. Smells delicious, and you can see that there is a lot of, again, I'm going to show you. You can see that that is what's going to be your sauce here, is all of this. Oops, sorry, peeps. Now, say this is all done, cook down a little bit. You'll be able to know when it's done. You just want the flavors to marinate together. But this is what my secret trick is. So here is the pasta. I just take the whole pan and I pour it all in with the macaroni. Then you just mix it all through. Oh my God, it even smells good. And just mix everything together, get it really incorporated. Oh God, this looks delicious. So what I normally do, after just saying that we had like the long video that, you saw me waiting with the pan, with the garlic and the shallots and all that stuff, After that's all done, and when I do this mix and I combine everything together, I leave it in the pot. So if you have dinner at like 6, make it 2 hours before. You could just reheat it, because the longer it sits, the more it's gonna ferment in the pasta and make your sauce. So I am going to taste. Wow. And that didn't even ferment, and it's really good. So, very easy. Like literally will take you 10 to 15 minutes. You don't have to use cheese and, I like the cheese and parsley sausage. You can use any sausage that you find. I've even done this with chicken sausage for Terrence. Tastes just as good. So give it a try. If you don't like the peas, you can even use like asparagus tips, but I just find the sweetness of the pea compared to the sausage, it's a really nice balance. So, manja. And if I can find chicken, because people have been asking me, if I can find chicken, I will do chicken franchise step by step so you can see that.